We are live. We are live. Big hello, everybody. Just checking everyone could hear me. I think we're good. Let's get this day started. So hello, everybody. We're live from your living room. We're live from your kitchen. We're even live from your back garden. You're very, very welcome to the first ever virtual student enterprise program finals live. For you tweeters and Instagrammers out there, the hashtag for the day is hashtag student enterprise. So hashtag student enterprise, and your host for this afternoon, bringing in our host now, is the legendary Rick O'Shea, live from his living room. Hello, Rick. It's over to you.
Hello, Greg. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Welcome to a very different, a very unique, and a very unusual Student Enterprise Program National Final. Normally, I'd be in front of all of you in a room in Croke Park. This year, things are slightly different. Understandably, due to circumstances very much beyond our control, this is our first ever online virtual Student Enterprise National Final here in 2020. Although it's not what you might have expected this year's final, like most of everything else that's happened over the last 3 months, we are going to make the absolute most of it and make this a national final to remember today. We're live streaming on the Student Enterprise Awards Facebook page and YouTube channel. And a huge hello and a welcome, hello afternoon to everybody, to all of our students, our teachers, parents, grandparents, and everybody else who's watching this afternoon, and anybody else who happens to have stumbled in randomly. This year, more than any other, the skills you have all learned in overcoming obstacles, rather, not obstacles. You haven't overcome any of those as of yet. It's going to be one of those afternoons, and showing perseverance in the face of adversity while running your enterprises has hugely come into play. I have here in my hand, genuinely, one of these. Have a look. This is one of the monsters that you are playing for today, and beautiful it is too. It's also immensely hefty. I'm perfectly glad to be putting it back down again. It is one of the beautiful and specially commissioned awards that will be making its way to the main junior, intermediate, and senior award winners after today's ceremony. All of the category winners are going to get a trophy as well, and their prizes will be in the post after the awards too. On behalf of the network of local enterprise offices, I want to say a massive well done to all of the students and teachers who have made it to today's national final in the form that we're in. With so much upheaval and change over the last minute, some of the county finals weren't able to be held either. So you guys all did what had to happen in order to get your entries in. And everybody is immensely proud of everybody who's involved this year. Over 26,000 students from 500 second level schools this year took part in the Student Enterprise Programme. We are Ireland's biggest student enterprise competition and the longest running one as well. 18 years to be exact, and I'm terrified to think that I may have been involved in every one of those years. With 35 awards up for grabs today, the lucky prize winners will share in a fund worth €11,500, including a €2,000 technology prize for the winning student and a €1,000 prize for their school as well. First off, we'd like to pay tribute to our hardworking judging panels. You can do throughout the entire course of this. I accept we're not in one room together. However, doing a little round of applause wherever it is you are, in your house, in your garden, wherever you're watching today would be lovely. Our junior category panel are John Russell of Russell & Co Accounting and Rona Toher of Restored Hearing. Our intermediate panel this year is Caroline McHale, Enterprise Consultant, and James Donlan of West Bick, along with Orla O'Carroll of Fairfax. On our senior panel, it's Peggy McGlynn, former business advisor with Louth Local Enterprise Office, John O'Dea, the CEO of Tech Ireland, and John Byrne from johnbyrne.ie. We also have two new pilot competitions that we launched this year, which we will talk a little bit more about later. The first is the Go Green Be Sustainable Creative Video Competition. A massive thank you to our judges for that. They are Deirdre Murphy of the EPA and Caroline Corrigan, the Climate Action Officer with Meath County Council. The second pilot competition is the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition. Huge thanks to our judges there. They are Maurice O'Connor from Enterprise Ireland, Louise Ward from the Roscommon LEO, Michael Nevin from the Longford Local Enterprise Office as well, and Michael O'Driscoll from Wexford. Our judges, like you guys, had to change tack at the last minute as well and judge this year solely based on your written submissions. I know all of the judges have expressed a regret at the fact that they didn't get to meet all of you guys in Croke Park this year to talk about your enterprises more, but still this is the most enjoyable part of the process for them. Our hosts today are the local enterprise offices. They organise the Student Enterprise Programme every year. Here to tell you a little bit more is the chair of the local network of local enterprise offices, Oisín Geoghegan.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of each of the 31 local enterprise offices throughout Ireland, I'm delighted to welcome you all to the national final of this year's Student Enterprise Programme. Many thousands of aspiring student entrepreneurs from throughout the country set out on this journey last September, creating real-life businesses, learning valuable business skills, and competing to progress in this competition. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for making it this far. It really is a tremendous achievement and something you should be very proud of. I know that your school, your teachers, and your parents will be extremely proud of your accomplishment. You have put in a huge amount of work and effort into your business throughout the year. I'm sure that a lot of you have now been bitten by the entrepreneurial bug, and some of you will go on to set up your own business at some stage in your life. What you've learned along the way will prove to be of huge benefit to you. But even if you do not choose to set up on your own, the business skills that you have acquired on this programme will stand to you throughout your career. As a result of COVID-19 this year, we have to host the final event online. I want to commend the Education Committee of the local enterprise offices for producing another outstanding programme this year and for making sure that the programme continued to this point despite the current pandemic. Lastly, I want to wish all of you every success. Whether or not you emerge as a winner of a national award, you really have achieved something great. Thank you and the best of luck today.
Thanks a million for that message of support. Thanks a million, Oisín. We now have a very special message from the Minister for Business, Enterprise and Innovation, who's Heather Humphreys.
Hello, everyone. First of all, congratulations on reaching the finals here today. I want to say well done to each and every one of you. It is a huge achievement to get to the finals. You are the business leaders of tomorrow, and you have come up with some really innovative and exciting solutions. I hope you have a really good day, and I wish you every success into the future.
Thanks a million, Minister. Now, over the last 18 years, over 200,000 students have taken part in the Student Enterprise Programme. Some of those students have gone on to forge out amazingly successful careers of their own in entrepreneurship. One of those is 20-year-old Jordan Casey. Jordan is from Waterford, and he took part in the Student Enterprise Programme initially when he was only in first year with his business Casey Games, and then again as part of a team when he was in transition year as well. He's since gone on to set up a number of technology businesses. I am hopeful, fingers crossed, this is going to be the tough part of the whole game today when we're doing this award ceremony, is keeping our fingers crossed and seeing if we can link up to people in different parts of the country. I'm hoping we can speak to Jordan today. Jordan, how are you from your home in Waterford? How's it going?
How are you, Rick? Not too bad, not too bad. Hopefully you can
Jordan,
hear me.
You have immediately made the first part of the day work well for me. This was the bit I was worried about. How are you?
Perfect. I'm great, thanks. Thanks very much for having me.
Tell me how lockdown is treating you maybe a little bit so far before we talk.
It's been interesting, I guess. I think the main thing for me has just been trying to maintain some sort of sanity and keep occupied. So I've been using the time to reflect on my projects, work on college work, and develop a bit of software as well.
As you do when you're in lockdown. Tell me a little bit about your experience of the Student Enterprise Programme when you were part of it.
Sure, absolutely. The Student Enterprise Programme has been amazing for me. I've always had an interest from a young age in entrepreneurship, and I always felt I was very lucky to have an entrepreneurial mindset. And I guess the Student Enterprise Programme for me was my first exposure to some sort of recognition for that. And I learned a great deal of information. It just kind of gave me sort of an outlet for that entrepreneurial mindset, showed me how to be organized, showed me how to structure everything. And it also introduced me to the idea of collaboration as well and working with others. And so, yeah, it's been an amazing experience, and I'm very happy to have taken part in it twice.
So you took part in it twice. You've obviously now moved on to kind of a life as an entrepreneur. Maybe just give us an idea of the steps that you took from being involved, from being part of it again, and then where that led you to where you are now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as you touched there, my first sort of project within the program was Casey Games. And prior to that, as I said, I was sort of interested in entrepreneurial sort of mindset. And I always felt that I was very lucky to have that sort of gift. And then I was also interested in games and programming too. And so for me, that gave me that sort of structure, it gave me that organization to even register my company, incorporate it, and actually move from a hobby to an actual business. And so I set up Casey Games. Since then, that has opened a whole lot of doors for me. I've been very lucky to establish myself as a public speaker, where I travel regularly, sharing my story as a young entrepreneur and promoting young entrepreneurship and education. From there, I've been very lucky as well to start a number of different technology startups. One of which was called Kids Code, which combined my passion for education and programming to create a game that taught kids how to code. And so I entered that with my friends, as you mentioned, in a collaborative effort in the enterprise program in 2015. And since then, I've been still going. I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. I run a movement called the Teenage Entrepreneur Movement, where we provide a support group for young entrepreneurs all over the world. And yeah, I'm still doing it in college right now. I'm currently working on an app called Scene, which works on the entertainment and hospitality sector in a number of cities across Ireland. And yeah, I guess I owe a lot to the Student Enterprise Program for sort of exposing me to this path. Yeah.
Maybe you skimmed over it there just a little bit. Maybe tell us a little bit more about the teenage entrepreneur movement and why start that, and then why get involved in it. Why did you want to do that?
Absolutely. I guess I've been very lucky, as I mentioned, to been able to travel around the world and meet loads of different other young entrepreneurs like me, who, similar to me, have the same mindset, have the same passion, but unlike me, mightn't be as lucky to have sort of access to programs like the Student Enterprise Program in Ireland, or the same voice or platform that I've been able to establish myself, luckily, over the past few years. And so what I tried to do was create a movement where young entrepreneurs support each other. So right now we have over 40 volunteers, over 9 different countries, and we provide support for young entrepreneurs. We help access mentorship, funding, press and media. And so yeah, it's been a really great gift for me to be able to sort of give back in that way and promote my passion. And again, collaborate. I think collaboration is one of the most important tools when it comes to entrepreneurship, and teamwork is so important. And it was something that I was kind of exposed to at a later stage. And so for me to be able to inspire collaboration and promote everything has been really fun. So yeah, the teenage entrepreneurship movement is definitely one of my favorite things to work on. Yeah.
Maybe just before we finish, if you could talk now to students who are watching this, who are potentially interested in becoming exactly the same world that you are now part of, if you could go back to yourself and give yourself a nugget of advice that you think would have made things much easier for you, what would it be?
I guess the main piece of advice I would give is remain passionate. I know the Student Enterprise Program is a huge big deal, and the awards are massive, but this is certainly not the end of the road for anybody, regardless if you win or don't. If you're passionate and if you're driven with your idea and you believe that your idea can make a difference, then keep going with it. Never give up. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I've had so many obstacles in the past, and everyone sort of will face some at one stage, and I've had so many failures. But because I've been driven, and because I try to stay motivated, and because I'm passionate about what I'm doing, I'm lucky to be in a good place today. So definitely, this is not the end of the road. If you win or not, keep going with it, remain motivated, and definitely then don't forget to collaborate. I think that's something I really try to push.
Okay, Jordan, Casey, it's been brilliant talking to you again. Thanks a million. Cheers.
Thanks very much, Rick. Cheers.
Thanks to Jordan. As many of you will be aware, the Irish rugby star Josh van der Flier is the official ambassador of the Student Enterprise Program since 2019. Josh himself took part in a mini company while he was at secondary school, and he hopefully as well now joins me by live video link with a very special message for all of our finalists today. Josh, are you there?
I am. Hello. How are you doing, Rick?
Josh, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Doing
fantastic.
Well.
Tell us a little bit. You have a message for everybody who is involved in the Student Enterprise Program today. What is it you wanted to talk to us about?
Yeah, well, basically just to encourage you. I don't know, I have a tough act to follow after the last young man speaking, but yeah, it's a great experience to get that mini company, young enterprise experience. You get the chance to build a company, see what it's like on maybe a smaller scale. Now my company was I did Christmas cards, so it wasn't exactly anything special, but I still learned a huge amount about managing money, about trying to advertise, and I suppose the practicality of setting up a company and coming up with ideas and seeing those ideas come to fruition. So I think it's definitely a stepping stone, as was spoken about before I came on. It's definitely a stepping stone and something you build towards. You keep building. You gain more experience and back your ideas and really go for it.
Maybe tell me a little bit as well about what's going on in your other world as well, in the world of rugby at the moment as well, because obviously people who are in any way interested in it are going to want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, it's a strange time. Obviously, it's strange for everyone. I think it's definitely easy to get frustrated and really want to be back playing, but I think there's much more important things. One thing I found is that I suppose when you're so engrossed in trying to play as well as you can and prepare for every game, and the main goal of your life, it seems, is to win the league or the European Cup and that kind of thing. You get so engrossed in it, but then times like these you realize it is a sport and health is the most important thing in keeping people safe. So it's definitely strange times. Still able to do a bit of training in the shed and out in the garden, not too much, but able to keep going a bit and keeping in touch with people on platforms like this where you're online, and it's kind of the new normal for the next while, I'd say. But definitely able to keep busy and trying to stay fit and just waiting to get back going again.
Maybe just before we finish, tell us a little bit about what it's been like being the program ambassador as well. I realize it must have been a slightly strange experience because this year it's been different because of the nature of the way everything has gone. But what's that been like for you? I
absolutely love it, yeah. It's cool to have been in the situation of trying to set up a company, getting an idea in my business class in school, and trying to build that towards trying to do well. But I wouldn't have done as well as any of the companies I've come across or the ideas I've seen while in this program. But I was in Portmarnock earlier in the year, looking at a few of the ideas there, some of the business ideas, and I'm always blown away by what people can come up with and how creative people are. So it's really, I find it very inspiring. And sometimes I feel like I'm pretty, I don't know, sometimes I think I wish I could come up with ideas like that. It's very impressive. But yeah, it's always inspiring, really.
I think, Josh, that is the story of me presenting the awards all these years as well. Every year you always go, I'm just not that, I'm not capable of it. I'm not as great as these guys. Yeah. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Listen, thanks a million for taking time out from Training in the Shed today to have a chat to us. And it's all hugely appreciated. Josh Vanderfleer, thanks a million.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Take it easy.
Thanks, Josh. We are going to give out some of the awards because I know that's why we're here. Preamble is over. Let's do it. This year, the local enterprise offices introduced 2 exciting new pilot competitions to the program lineup. The first of them is the Go Green Be Sustainable Creative Video Competition. The competition was open to all senior category students, and entrants had to come up with an innovative business idea in the green or renewable sector and then make a short 2-minute video pitch for our judges. The prize for the winner is €500. I can tell you that this year's winner is Kieran Spate. He's from Tarbert Comprehensive School in Kerry. Kieran's business invention is called Cycle Away CO2. And again, fingers crossed, it's worked well so far. Kieran joins me now from his home in Tarbert to tell us more. Kieran, how are you?
Hello, Rick. How are you? From the Kingdom of Kerry, I am.
How's it going? It's lovely to talk to you.
It's
and congratulations.
lovely to talk to you too. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Maybe before we go any further, tell us a little bit about your project and what it was about.
So I'm big into cycling. I love cycling. I do a bit of racing, that kind of stuff. And there's always been a problem for me in the road of just the sun and corners and that kind of stuff for our drivers not being able to see cyclists. So I was always thinking up of a device to make cycling safer on the road. So when this competition came up for Go Green Be Sustainable, it's the product that I wouldn't have the resources to make myself. So when I got this opportunity, I just decided I'd go for it. And so I basically the way I wanted to do it was a commuting way. So I did a bit of an investigation of how things would work. So pretty much the way my device works is, or the device I plan is it's a transmitter-like device, which basically you can place inside the bicycle seat post, which will basically fit in the tube, and it basically emit a signal which can be picked up by a receiver in cars on the road. And my whole idea is that when this is a product I'd like to get backed by the government, as it could become mandatory for every car to have it fitted, because it shouldn't be a choice. It should be something that has to be done. So I looked into statistics and that kind of stuff. So according to the World Health Organization, transport accounts for 25% of greenhouse emissions, and cycling 7 kilometers saves 1 kg of CO2. So in rural Ireland, on average, the commute to school is 10 kilometers. So I said, look, it cannot be expected of every student in every school to be able to cycle because they'd have their own problems or whatever. So I just said 50 out of school. Let's say my school is around 550 students. So I said 50 students in school isn't a huge ask. So I said, look, if 50 students in school took a bike instead of taking the car or a bus or whatever, with 20 days taken away every year for just bad weather, because I mean it is Ireland at the end of the day, and there'll be 147 days in the school year, and then over the whole year that would be 73,500 kilometers and 10,500 kg of CO2. So that would only be for one school in Ireland, and this number can be multiplied so many times. And it's just I feel like it's more of a safety thing, as in like my kind of quote behind it would be forewarned is forearmed. So if the driver is warned, it can prevent so much injury and so many deaths on the road, because lots of cyclists are getting hit. Where my idea originally came from was my local cycling club is the Glen Night Cycling Club, and during the summer on the evenings we have this lovely spin we do. It's just a very relaxing spin. We normally do around 60 or 70 kilometers. We do it fairly fast, but it's a lovely group of people. They're all lovely. And one evening I was working and I got caught up and I had no choice, and I was going to be going, and I had to say I couldn't go. So then I was working away anyway, and then that evening they were cycling into a local village called Ballylongford, and a car pulled up in front of them, and they all went straight into the side of the car. And there was 3 fellas there very badly injured. None of them died, thanks be to God, but they were very badly injured, out of work and all that kind of stuff. And it could have been warned. It didn't have to happen. That's what I was trying to say. And especially now with the coronavirus, like bike shops now, they can't stock enough bikes. They're going out the door. And with cycling, you can implement social distancing, and it's cheap. It's cheap and it's handy and it's very good. You can go anywhere. You're not limited, really. And I even think that my idea originally came from more rural Ireland, but as in, let's say in Dublin, there isn't a cycle path to everyone's front door. That's kind of the way I like to look at it. It will help everyone and it will do so much good. Carpooling, ride sharing, that won't want to happen anymore. People won't want to give people lifts places because they don't want to risk it for themselves in case with this whole coronavirus pandemic going on. And people are more fearful now to use public transport. I think public transport, well, down my area, it's pretty much non-existent. But in Dublin, I feel like you're never going to see a packed Lewis again. Well, in the next few years anyway, I think myself. And I feel like it'll just make cycling safer on the road. Sorry, go on.
Kieran, not at all. You are an incredible salesperson for your idea. It's
I'm telling
absolutely
you why.
amazing.
I sell you a stone, boy. I sell you a stone.
And I
But,
have absolutely no doubt in that. All I can say to you is congratulations very much for winning the category, and fair play for talking to us today. Thanks a million,
Thank
Kieran.
you very much. I really appreciate it. Mind yourself. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
And
goodbye.
you. Good luck. That was a really. I want him to, get funding off the back of that, and for everybody to have one of those in their cars. Before we move on to the prizes for the second pilot competition for 2020, I'm going to have a very quick chat again with a student enterprise alumni. She's Kate Madden from a company called Fenue Health, and see where this former student enterprise participant has gone with their student business since taking part in the national final. Kate, hopefully you're with us today as well. Are you there?
That would be some bad news there, Rick. It's Greg here, not Kate. Kate is currently trying to log on. So
Kate is having issues. It was bound to happen eventually, Greg. We were bound to have a moment where...
So smooth. Keep the comments coming, everyone. But
Absolutely.
She's trying to log in as we speak. So what I might do is let's go ahead with the award ceremony, and maybe we could grab a chat with Kate in a little bit.
We can move on. Greg is realistically the man who's working me. He's operating me with a series of pedals behind there. And if Greg says we continue on and then we'll come back to her in a few minutes, we'll come back to her in a few minutes. Let's move on to our awards. We will start there with the second pilot competition launched this year. It was the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition, open to junior cycle students from first to third year. The competition had a slight twist. Rather than making and selling a product or service, the students had to imagine themselves at a future stage in their lives, having set up a fictitious business. The competition was all about students learning what it takes to be an entrepreneur, the ups and downs, overcoming challenges, how entrepreneurship affects other aspects of your life. And students had to design a poster, write a report, and interview a real-life entrepreneur as part of their submissions. There are 3 winners in each category. First, the junior category. That is the junior category for this year. I accept that people aren't going to get their round of applause as they normally would have from a packed Croke Park Conference Centre with you guys. Please feel free to applaud, or indeed leave comments on any of the places that you're currently watching this, and some of them may end up on screen below where I am at the moment. This year in the junior category, in third place, Aoife Ryan from Drumkieran College, County Leitrim. In second place, Emer Harrington from Intermediate School in Killordlin in County Kerry. And our overall first place winner this year is Fiacre Murray from Patrician College, Carrickmacross, County Monaghan. Congratulations to you, Fiacre. And now the intermediate category. Okay, in third place, Caitlin Glockner from Our Lady of Mercy Secondary School in Waterford. Our second place this year goes to Jack Fitzgerald from Castle Troy College in Limerick. And our overall first place winner is Nathan Ryan from Coloshta Eamon Rees in Kilkenny. A massive well done to all of our winners in the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition. We will move forward to announcing the prizes for the main student enterprise program. We start, as always, with the junior.
Rick, I have some super news.
We have even better news than this.
We have Kate as promised. Kate is logged on, so we'll have a quick chat with Kate, and then we'll get to the main awards.
I'm perfectly happy to do that. Let's do that. Kate, are you there? How are you?
Hi guys, I'm here.
You're here. You look as if you look as if you had to go to someone's car in order to make this call. Is this true?
Yeah, I'm just driving around the place at the moment. So we said pull over and we'll set it up like this. So excuse
Well,
the short, the narrow
100%.
window.
You're there and we can hear you and see you, and that's all that matters. Kate, first of all,
That's
maybe
great.
tell me a little bit about how you got involved in student enterprise.
So I did student enterprise back in 2016, I think it was. So a while back when I was in transition year, and I did it with my younger sister Annie, who was second year at the time. And we did it. We just decided we'd enter student enterprise after we did a project in the Young Scientist competition. And we basically decided that the student enterprise program was a great way to convert our ideas that we already had through science to convert it into business ideas. And we just saw it as a really good stepping stone, and it had good ways to grow your ideas into businesses. So that's kind of why we got involved with the student enterprise program. And we never really thought that we would make it as far as we did. Like, we made it to the national finals, like all you guys, and we really didn't expect that either. Like, we were purely doing it to see what we could learn and how we could put everything together from what we wanted to do.
Maybe tell me a little bit as well about how what you did in the Student Enterprise Awards then helped you after you left school, when you moved on.
Yeah, so basically about me, I now have a business that I did through the Student Enterprise program called Fenu Health, and it's basically for horse products. So it's horse products, stomach products, for the horse's stomach. It's all health. And basically the few things we learned during student enterprise that we thought were really beneficial to us was, first of all, learning all the basics you need, which are, business plans, marketing, like learning how to speak to customers, social media. But then also it kind of put into perspective like what you really have to do to be able to sell. It kind of taught us how everyone else was setting up these businesses as well, all to do with trying to sell their ideas. And I just think student enterprise, like everyone else here, really taught us how to excel in that way and how to use these new ideas and new things we were learning to sell our business as we wanted to.
It's the question nobody wants to ask anybody else right now, but I'm going to have to. How has COVID-19 and how has the pandemic affected the business?
So my sister Annie just joined.
I just popped in.
But
hello, Annie. How are you?
Hi, good, all fine.
How has COVID-19 affected the business?
I think obviously it's affected us in different ways, but obviously sales immediately dropped slightly a little bit, but I think not a huge amount for us. I think we've taken a lot more from this experience and learned a lot more from the experience than I'd say we've lost. I think we've really learned how to connect with customers globally, maybe to the extent we weren't doing before. So in a way, you could say there's advantages as well as disadvantages to the business because of the lockdown experience as such. Sales dropped a very, very small amount and they're coming back up already. So it hasn't affected us in that way hugely. But I really think, I don't know if you'll agree with me, Kate, but I think we've really connected more globally with our customers, and just even being able to do Zoom meetings and all that sort of thing was definitely a learning curve as well for us. So yeah, hopefully we can keep expanding globally and be able to use the experience from this to be able to do that.
And maybe for both of you guys, because you've been through this process before and because you are where you are now in terms of your business, what advice do you have for people who are taking part today and for the winners today? What would you like to tell them?
The first piece of advice I'll give, and then I'll give Annie here a chance, would be our slogan is always to never give up, because it was our 150-second formula that worked when we were setting up Fenu Health and when we were making our formulae. So from the beginning, we've always never gave up, because we always say, what would have happened if we'd stopped at our 151st formula? Then we never would have got to where we are today. And I just think that's definitely one piece of advice. And it's something that the Student Enterprise Program definitely teaches you as well. It teaches you, even when it gets tough, how to keep going and just to never give up.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Kate in that. But we also used to always say to ask the top people for help, because I think this is something very few people do. And you'd be surprised how the CEOs of these major, biggest companies you can think of are only delighted to help young startups, which we were a couple of years ago, and really, you know, still asking for help all the time, because they started off like that themselves. And I think when we learned, oh, if we ask the very top person, they're so willing to help you and so willing to get your business kickstarted as well and give all the advice they have to offer. And I think that was definitely something we learned pretty early on in the business, and it really stood to us over the last few years. And then really just saying thank you as well, because I think so little people say thanks, and even just sending a thank you card goes such a long way, because they'll definitely remember you and then want to help you again in the future. So that's also something we definitely would suggest.
I think the cards are a fantastic trick. They're so much better than emails. People remember cards much, much longer. That's a really clever business idea. I like that. It's been brilliant to talk to both of you today and maybe find out a little bit, not only about your journey, but how things are going for you at the moment as well. And all I can do is wish you the really best with the company over the next while. Kate and Annie, thanks for talking to us. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And that is our conversation there. I think we were about to begin with the winners in the main student enterprise program. And I realized that a lot of people's hearts would have been in mouths, and you've been waiting for the last 6 minutes now. So let's get into the main winners. We will start, as usual, with the junior category. Okay, deep breaths, fingers crossed around the nation. In reverse order, the Special Merit Award goes to Easy Tie Close from Desmond College in Newcastle West in Limerick. The Best Commercial Potential Award goes to Cozy Covers, Moat Community School in Westmeath. Our third place in the category, Castaways from Presentation Secondary School in Castle Island, County Kerry. Second place goes to B. Rappy from Summerhill College in Sligo. And the overall winner in the junior category of the Student Enterprise Programme 2020, getting themselves one of these, is Sofa Top from Ballybay Community College in County Monaghan. And I fancy I can actually hear the screams coming from Monaghan to my sitting room. Now, we are going to hear firsthand from our junior panel judge, John Russell, on why this particular student enterprise stood out and took the top prize today.
Hi guys, well done to all the finalists in this year's Student Enterprise Programme. Great achievement to get to the final, and you should all be very proud. Big congratulations to this year's winners, Sofa Top. A really great idea, solving one of the great problems in Irish society, how to have your evening cuppa on the couch comfortably and safely. I really enjoyed it. The project itself covered every aspect of what was required. Great care was taken on idea generation, production process, sales and marketing, and the finance side of things. So overall, every box was ticked on the project itself, and that's what business is, guys, is making sure that every aspect of the business is covered. So from that point of view, excellent. You should be really proud.
Intermediate category winners, it is now your turn. And in reverse order, here we go. Our special merit award this year goes to Bug and Bee Houses from Coláiste Éamon Rees in Callan in County Kilkenny. The Best Commercial Potential Award, Comestibles, Coláiste Ciarán, Croom, County Limerick. Third place this year, Bookworms, St. Clair's Comprehensive School, Manor Hamilton, County Leitrim. In second place, Sálashias Presentation School, Castle Island, County Kerry. And the overall winner in the intermediate category this year of the Student Enterprise Programme 2020 is Aim It Board from Loreto College in St. Stephen's Green in Dublin. Congratulations. Caroline McHale, the intermediate panel judge, is now going to explain exactly why this particular student enterprise took the top intermediate prize today.
Hello, my name is Caroline McHale and I was one of the intermediate judges. Just to say, the standard this year was amazing, and congratulations to all students and their teachers on achieving such superb products and services and really demonstrating enterprise. The company that won for the intermediate was Aim It Board. Aim It Board was a very unusual, innovative game, resource, and it was interesting that the students had actually put so much into their research. They had looked at physical literacy, they had looked at learning patterns and how they could diversify. They looked up their intellectual property, they had a unique selling point, a really good marketing plan, and they ensured that they achieved all aspects from the development right through to the sales. Well done, and a really innovative idea, and congratulations to Aim It Board.
Okay, just before we get on to the senior category winners this year, we have a special message for teachers on some exciting upcoming new resources for student enterprise that the local enterprise offices around the country are rolling out this September.
Hello, my name is Caroline McHale and I'm here to showcase our new enterprise toolkit for the Student Enterprise Programme. Basically, we have two kits. Number one is Enterprise in Action, which is aimed at junior cycle and links in particular with the junior cycle business studies. And secondly, we have Embedding Entrepreneurship, which links with senior cycle and actually supports a lot of the business suite of subjects, including link modules. The resource is made up of a teacher support booklet. Commences with learning intentions, shows the methodologies, etc. there to support our teachers. Secondly, we have a student learning log. The student learning log is for the students to support them in their learning and reflect and help them prepare for the competition, as well as being curriculum based. We have numerous templates, anticipation exercises, we have reflections, etc. to support the learning, and mind maps to help like idea generation or for summarising a unit. We also have PowerPoints on each of our topics to support you, and basically it looks like that, where you have the teacher booklet, the student learning log, templates, mind maps, and we also have PowerPoints and Excel for financial costing and accounts. The resource is divided into 10 units from enterprise, generating ideas, teamwork and communications, market research, intellectual property, production, marketing mix, social media, costing, pricing and finance, and finally the business plan. It commences with students' learning intentions, what they should be able to do, know, understand, experience, and the values they shall gain. And finally, that it's linked to the curriculum and the key skills.
Thanks a million. Now, finally, it is the turn of this year's senior category. And here we are finally at the senior category this year. The lucky winners of the €2,000 Technology Prize and the €1,000 School Prize. Special Merit Award number 1 goes to Clononey Crafts from Banagher College in County Offaly. The Special Merit Award number 2, Bug and Bee from Collosta on Spirit Nave in Cork City. The Best Commercial Potential Award goes to Agrimec from Villiers Secondary School in Limerick. Third place this year in the senior category. What About Me, Dunmore Community School in Galway. The second place award goes to The Last Straw from Tullow Community School in Carlow. Just before we announce the overall winner in the senior category, I know, hold your horses. We're going to hear firsthand from our senior panel judge, Peggy McGlynn, on why this particular student enterprise stood out.
Good afternoon. On behalf of my fellow judges, I would like to give you some feedback on our overall winner this year in the senior category. We've chosen this mini company as they identified a problem and developed a comprehensive, innovative solution. They tested their prototype, evaluated advice they received, and changed their design to suit their niche market. They were very clever in securing trials, setting up discussion groups, and finalising their design before going to market. Their product was endorsed and indeed validated by experts in their field. It is also cost-effective to produce. They sold a large number of units, and this resulted in them making a good profit. We wish them every success for the future of their business.
And now, the winners of the senior category of the Student Enterprise Programme for 2020 are Handy Hose Holders from CBS Thurles in County Tipperary. And I hope you're thrilled. A massive congratulations to all of our winners today and to all of you who took part in this year's Student Enterprise Programme. Thanks a million again to all of our judges, to all of our guests who joined us today on the live stream as well. A special thank you to all of the teachers who work so tirelessly year after year after year to deliver this important programme in schools. Without you guys, it simply would not happen. A heartfelt thank you to all of you for what you do to make the programme such a success year after year. I'm Rick O'Shea. Thank you for joining me today. It has been unusual and fantastic and exciting all at the same time, hosting the first ever, and I hope the last, virtual final. I hope we see you in Croke Park again next year. Thanks a million to Greg for working the pedals behind the scenes and making all of that happen so seamlessly. Keep safe, keep well, and as the hashtag says, keep making it happen. See you.